All right. Well, welcome back, Realty Pros. Today, we're continuing our conversation with regards to our 2021 business plan. We've been talking about our 2021 business plan. We've been going through everything with a fine tooth comb. So today, we're going to do kind of a recap, and we're going to answer any questions that you guys have. Does anybody want to give any type of nuggets or any input from the last couple weeks worth of business planning that we've been going through? Anything that you learned or you've implemented into your business plan for this year thus far? And just in case you weren't able to join us, I'll give you kind of some pointers, a little cheat sheet, if you will. We talked about time blocking. We talked about you breaking down the numbers and making it easy. We talked about going through your goals in terms of your business, financial, personal, so forth and so on. Next week, we're going to start our one-on-ones. So either Mr. Porter or myself, each agent, you will have a one-on-one with Mr. Porter or myself so that we can go through your business plan and actually pull out an action plan that's specific to you and your goals. I want to say before we begin that each one of your goals will be different. So that's totally fine. Your goals are going to be based on your lifestyle and where you want to be and what you want to see. When you look back, when it's 2022, when you look back and say, okay, what did I accomplish for 2021? Your goals are going to be specific to you. So it is totally fine if they're all different because they're personally tailored and custom fit to your lifestyles. All right. So you can go ahead and unmute yourselves. And as always, feel free to participate because it's always interactive. I'm going to ask questions and jump right in. Can anybody help me to give a recap based on what we've talked about for the last couple of weeks?
I guess one of the main things that we have been touching on is time blocking and trying to make your really carving out what you're going to be doing throughout the day and then throughout the week, which will kind of help you keep organized and on task.
Absolutely.
And also, Ms. Porter, you mentioned about having your goals, setting your goals, knowing exactly where you are, where you're trying to get to, and having a really good game plan on how to get to your goals, and that your goals have to be measurable. Your goals have to be something that makes you stretch. You also talked about how to write your goals down. And making sure that you're on point, and like Curtis just said, basically time management and making sure that we're doing the most productive thing with our time. So the thing that I really got out of that is really scheduling our time, really scheduling what we're doing, and not just letting things just drift. So that's one of the things that I really got out of that.
Thank you for sharing. That was great, both of you. Anybody else? Over the last couple weeks and then the first 2 weeks of December, we've been going over this business plan in detail, line for line. Has anybody else gotten any nuggets out of that they'd like to share to add to the recap?
So what I get from listening to these kinds of talks, for me, it's always do something every day. Be consistent and persistent. So that's what I get from time blocking, from setting your goals, from everything. It's like every day cut off a piece. Or if your schedule is different, then you need to know that you have to do something on a regular basis. You need to know what that is for you. For me, it's every day I need to accomplish something that moves me closer to my goal.
Thank you for sharing. Those are great pointers. Let me ask this question. Last week at the conclusion of our realty talk, we talked about a couple things, one of which is the single most important thing that you can do daily as a realtor. What is that most important thing that you can do every single day as a real estate professional?
Fill your funnel, your leads.
Yes, anybody else? Absolutely. So D, you have it. Anthony, you have it as well. That's exactly what it is. So by prospecting, you are generating leads. Prospect, prospect, prospect. That is your number one job as a realtor. Every single day, you should be, you should be doing, I'm sorry, what should you be doing? We talked about a number of different marketing activities in the past, but specifically to bring it down to the most finite point, what's the most important thing that you can do daily in order to prospect and in order to fill your pipeline with leads? What specifically did we say?
You have to talk to people.
Talk to your network, your sphere of influence.
Absolutely. So what does that look like? Does that look like, and I'm trying to get you to say, make phone calls, call your sphere of influence, text your sphere of influence, reach out to them. How many people did we say you need to be reaching out to on a daily basis?
Ten.
Absolutely. Okay. So you guys have it there. The single most important thing that you can do as a realtor is to prospect for business among your sphere of influence in order to build your pipeline. And in doing so, we've broken it down to the most finite point. You need to be reaching out to a minimum of 10 people. 10 people by calls or text messages every single day. And that's simply scrubbing through your phone. And this is how you are going to manage your sphere of influence. Remind them that you are a realtor. If they don't know, you're letting them know that you're a realtor. And what you're doing is having conversations with them. Be personable, be genuine, and then let them know about your real estate business and let them know that you need their help to build a referral-based business, because that's where referrals are going to come from. People that already know you, people that already like you, people who already trust you. So these are the people that are going to refer you business. And we talked about leads before, prospects from online versus those that are from your sphere of influence. The ones that are online, those are cold leads versus your sphere of influence. Those are your warm or your hot leads. So it's a 50% conversion rate from your sphere of influence. Referrals, they're a 50% conversion rate. Whereas your online leads, those are going to be between 2 and 6% conversion rate. So which one do you think is most profitable for you?
You personal.
Yep. Sphere of influence.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if that is so much more profitable for you, then what is this barrier that people face sometimes with reaching out to their sphere of influence? What issue do we need to overcome? Tell me what you guys feel as it pertains to reaching out to people you know, because we got to make sure that by the time we end today, everybody is on fire to call 10 people today, text 10 people, do whatever you need to do in order to drum up business for 2021. What are some of the issues that you need to overcome?
I'll go. One of my issues that I've been dealing with as of late is the fact that I have been under a rock probably for the last 18 months, and I haven't communicated with a lot of my friends or, even family. So for me to sit here and ask them for business when I have not communicated with them for almost going on 2 years, I don't feel like I'm coming from a genuine place from the person in which I know who I am. And I feel like I feel as if I need to take some time to reestablish rapport and genuineness with my friends and family before I start to not beg them or, pressure them for leads or just ask them about business. I bring real estate up when I talk with them. I do make a point to bring it up somewhere in the conversation, but I also don't feel like I'm coming from a genuine place, because if I haven't talked to somebody for 2 years and you're just calling me up, oh, I'm a real estate agent, do you know anybody? I'm gonna be like, miss me with that. So because I feel that way, I feel that others may feel that way. So it's not an issue with me going to. I'd much rather talk to strangers. So I've expressed this to some colleagues of mine, you know, I just feel more comfortable talking to people that I don't know until I'm able to build these relationships back to where I feel that I can ask them for business.
Anthony, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm really glad that you were bold enough to speak your truth, because now here's where we are. You're faced with whether or not you feel genuine or not, okay? Tell me what this sounds like. If I were to call you and say, man, how are you? I feel like I've been under a rock for the last 18 months and I have not spoken with you. How are you? I'm thinking about you. There's a lot going on. Forgive me for being missing in action. How's the family? And you listen to people. You have a genuine conversation with people. You get caught up. You tell them what's going on with you. You listen to what's going on with them. And after all of that said and done, you know, in the last couple months or so ago, I've gotten my real estate license. That's what's going on with me. I've got my real estate license. I'm trying to climb out from under this rock and building a real estate business. So I just wanted to, you know, check to see how you were doing, let you know what's going on with me, and also let you know that if you need help in real estate, man, I'm here. Let's stay connected. There's a lot going on. I don't want to disconnect again for another, 2 years. Let's stay connected. If you need me, I'm here. And I need you to help build a real estate business, to help build a referral-based business. Is that okay with you?
Yes, it
What do you
sounds.
think about that, Anthony?
No, it sounds genuine, and I feel as if I've had those conversations minus the hard sale. I mentioned the real estate that I'm trying to build my business, but I don't ask for help. I don't ask them to go to their sphere of influence and pass that message on. But everything else that you said in your presentation, those are the things that I do discuss. I guess I take responsibility for being distant, and I try to catch up. But on the same token, I try not to. Yeah, I just try not to sell them. So maybe that is the discomfort that I know that I need to get over.
Could I chime in for a second, Jasmine?
Absolutely.
So, hey, brother Anthony. So, listen. I mean, that's really big, and I really know where you are. I know how you feel, man. And Jasmine hit it on the head. Being genuine and saying, hey, I've been, I know I've been out of commission. The way you put it, it really was expressive. You've been under a rock. But listen, I'm out from under that rock, and I'm really trying to get back on my feet. I got a brand new career. And I just want to share with you, man, if you know anybody that can help me out in real estate, I'm selling real estate. If you're looking to buy a house, please give me a call first. You can even say it that way in a way that, listen, I need your help, and it doesn't have to be a sales pitch per se. It can also be, listen, in addition to me being out of commission, I knew I had to reinvent myself and, all of those things, man, because you have believe it or not, Anthony, people like helping you. One, people want to see you. They want to say that they were there for you to help you reestablish yourself. They want to say that, hey, man, you didn't even tell me I was actually looking for a house at that moment. Those are going to be the things that's going to hurt you more when people say, I really would have loved to work with you. I didn't like the person I was working with. You didn't really say that you were selling real estate or that you were helping people buy homes. So you have to kind of conquer that fear of how people might respond to you. I had that same phobia, years ago. I was terrified to knock on doors because I had previous salesperson's experience with people slam the door in face. And Jazz was like, "No, we're not salespeople, we're realtors." so she would knock on the doors, and the response was just totally different. I mean, the people were standing in the homes, they were renting from other people. They were like, well, yeah, you think I could buy a house? Yeah. Or if they were owning their homes, well, how much do you think my house is worth? Or they just strike up a conversation. So it was a totally different response. So I would encourage you to take that next step in your conversations and just be either, you can either be bold or conciliatory and just say, hey man, I need help. I need some help. A lot has been going on. It's been going on in this country. It's been going on in the world. But I got into real estate. I've been, helping people buy and sell homes. If you're interested in buying a home this year, somebody is, or if you want to sell your home or get in investments or even get your real estate license, I want you to give me a call, man. Just help me out. Or send somebody my way. Some very simple, very genuine, speak from the heart. It's not a sale. It's just information. You're sharing information with people that will be beneficial to them.
Thank you for sharing that, Mr. Porter. I'm so glad you said that, guys. Here's something that I want, if I could, to transfer from my heart to yours. You are not a salesperson like a person who has a vacuum cleaner or a person who's selling Tupperware. You are literally helping to change people's lives every day. We are in the service industry. We are helping people to make their dreams come true. It is an absolute dream, an American dream, for people to own homes. So just like a person who graduates from college, who has their first child, who gets married, who retires, buying a home and selling a home, that's one of those milestones that people cherish. Those are those life-changing events that people aspire to, they plan for, they dream of. Some people, those goals are so monumental, they don't think that they could ever even obtain a home. They don't think that, once they've gotten to a home, if they're in some type of financial situation, they don't feel like they can even get out from under it. So you guys are you're servicing people and you're helping to change people's lives every single day. So whether it's a person who is the first generation in their family to buy a home, whether it's a person who is an investor and you're helping them to build their portfolio so that they can give a legacy of financial stability and wealth to their family, or whether it's a person that they're selling a home that they've raised their kids and their grandkids at, and their lifetimes happen. They have a lifetime worth of memories in those homes. You and I get to be the people to usher them through that process. We get to be ministers in the marketplace, and we get to hold people and guide them through this process. And it's no different than a midwife in a birthing room where somebody's having a child. You're literally helping to birth people's dreams and visions for their lives and their future and their family. No differently than when we talk about in our new agent orientation, when we talk about our why, every single buyer that you speak with, they have a reason that they want to purchase a house. Every single one of them had a reason. So you are helping them along on that journey. So when you go to people as a realtor, you really got to know that you are a minister in the marketplace. And that's not a term that we use in real estate a lot, but that's truly what we believe, that we are helping people in this arena. So you come from a different perspective when you know that people actually are in need of your service. People who never thought that they could own a home, they need you, Anthony, to come to them and say, man, when are you going to stop renting? Do you realize that for what you're paying for your rent, you could own a home and you could be getting almost 80% of what you're paying for a mortgage back at tax time? Did you know that, and then you're going to tell them some information, and what you're selling them on, you're selling them on their dream to buy a house. You're selling them on their dream to sell the house. You're selling them on you as the salesperson to help them along that trajectory. But these are things that people absolutely need. So you're providing a service for people. These are things that they absolutely need and they desire. And at some point or another, everybody is going to need, we pray and hope that everybody will be a homeowner at some point. And that's what we do every day. So we encourage that, we push that home ownership, because it's better for every single community. It's better for our nation as a whole. It's better for families as a whole, for people to be homeowners. So you really gotta be deeply rooted and really believe in what it is that you do and believe in your call, so that you can see yourself from the perspective of, I provide a service that these people need. And if I keep my mouth closed, then they could be missing out on something that they absolutely needed. So I'm going to take the bold stance and letting them know, and even whether I'm the person that's planting the dream for the first time, or if I'm watering it, whatever I'm doing, I'm helping them. So it's a different perspective.
One of the things, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jasmine. One of the things you just said, really, Anthony, strikes a nerve for me. I mean, one of the things that we I personally teach on most is helping people get to the first step. And I dare say 90% of the realtors that come in the Porterhouse, if they're new, they don't know the first step to even helping a person find a home. We'll start showing houses, we'll start doing these things, but we train you guys over and over again. The first step is to get them over to a lender. So if you're talking to a person, they might have this dream of home ownership. They might, I think everybody pretty much does. I don't think you even have to sell that part. I think everybody, as Jasmine said, you have certain goals in life. And I think most people, one of those in America, especially, one of those goals is to own their own home. So with that being said, what is the first step? I don't know. Well, you're talking to me. So if the first step is you're talking to me about it. Now, what I'm going to do is point you in the right direction, because everybody has 50 million ideas of what the right direction is. You have the expert knowledge to send them to the lender. Let me get you over to my lender right away. That's the first step. Well, I don't know if I'm ready yet. Exactly. But he'll tell us if you are. But I might want to wait 2 years. But if you do, you might have some things you need to do in between now and then to get you ready. Any excuse that they give you, the first thing you want to do is get them over to your lender. So you have the expert knowledge. You're right there at the door, Anthony. You just knocked on the door. You're all the way in. You got to be bold enough just to hand them your business card and say, hey, I'm building my business. I know a lot of people want to own a home. I don't know if you own your own home or not. Do you? Well, if you don't, I'm the first step when it comes to home ownership. You give me a call, I'll make sure we point you in the right direction. That's it.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Anthony, I know where you are because I've been there, done that. But I can say lately, I've reached out to a girlfriend of mine I hadn't talked to since high school. And we were close in high school. And I happened to see her on Facebook and I messaged her. And we exchanged numbers and we have talked. And come to find out, after I talked to her and she found out I was a real estate agent, she was like, oh, when I get through this process, she got some personal stuff going on. When she gets through that, she's going to be ready to buy. I said, okay, great. I'm your woman. So, it's that whole reaching out. I understand that difficulty and not having talked to people in a while. But if you just reach out to people, you'll find that they are so open to just, hey, how you doing? Where have you been? All of that just to get back into conversation, get back into knowing. So I don't think that's a hard task to do, especially like you said. If it's somebody that you had talked to before and you just hadn't talked to them in a couple of months, if you were friends or family or whatever, it's not going to be that big of a deal to them.
I appreciate everyone's input. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say,
You
are very welcome.
I wanted to say real quick, I know something that Jasmine and Shay kind of instilled in me kind of early on was to really look at everything that you're planting seeds, and that's it. The more seed you can plant, the more harvest you can receive. So not to overthink it, overcomplicate it. If you reach out to somebody, all you're doing is just letting them know, like, hey, I'm a realtor. If I can help you, if I can help anybody please, feel free, let me know. And you keep the conversation going. You keep everything moving, but you planted the seed. And now you can follow up and letting them know, like, hey, that's right, you are a realtor. Mm-hmm. And it's just the more business cards you hand out, the more 10 people a day touches you do. Those are seeds that you're planting. Like Paula was saying, that one girlfriend she just reconnected with, she may not get actually help her buy her home tomorrow, but she planted the seed. And now a year from now, she's going to be ready. And Paula's going to be the person that she's going to pick the phone up. Like, look, I'm ready to buy now. But if she didn't reach out and just let her know, like, hey, how you doing? I'm an agent. I can help you. They're not going to know, so sometimes it doesn't have to be over drawn out, oversell, because that can turn people off too. But you're just letting people know, especially as new agents, you just need everybody to know that you are an agent. And that's how that referral and, that random call you get, somebody's like, I want to buy now. But if they didn't know you were an agent 2 years ago, 6 months ago, how would they know to call you? So just think of all this as just planting seeds. The more seeds, those business cards should be like hot potatoes. The more you need to empty the box. The box is empty. You planted a lot of seeds. Something's going to happen, So just look at, touching people as you're just planting seeds.
Yep.
Seven business cards a day will empty that box, Curtis. We pushing you to do 10. 7 business cards a day will empty that box. And, guys, just being encouraged in this business, because as we're talking with our new agents and working with buyers tonight and training, one of the biggest things is you have to have the right psychology, the right mentality to encourage a buyer to continue through the process. It's daunting. It's a real life experience, and it's very similar to what we all go through in life. There's ups and downs and pitfalls and setbacks and all of these things that happen just in a regular transaction. And the way you weather them all, the way you learn to weather them, the transactions will speak to how you even end up walking through life, knowing that there are going to be setbacks and pitfalls. And you have to remain even keeled. You have to remain optimistic. You can be, frustrated for a hot second, but you still got to go ahead and share the information. You have to disclose. All of these things become things that you not only are dealing with in the transaction, but you're dealing with even in life. And a quick testimony, I had a young lady who just closed on her home last night, and we started working with her over a year ago. She came to us having been with a realtor that she wasn't satisfied with, didn't know what to do, didn't know how to get out of the contract. I couldn't tell her how to get out of the contract. But her friend said, hey, my friend Shay Porter is a realtor. He owns the company. He can help you if you get out of contract. He told her. She got out of contract. She gave me a call. She had a lot of things going on. Her pre-approval really wasn't stable. We had to get her over to Mike. We had to do a lot of work with her. First home fell apart. We went to settlement. The sellers wouldn't show up at settlement. I've never seen anything like it. So she was almost discouraged. But we encouraged her to stay in there. We know it's been a long time. We know you've been fighting. Got ratified on a new home. She closed last night, and she just posted on our website the biggest review I made. And I'm sure she's going to be referring people, because you just can't give up on your clients. And most importantly, you can't give up on yourself. You can't give up on the hope that I can build this business again, that I can reinvent myself. And this is the opportunity. This is why we're doing this planning. This is why we start every year with planning, because this is the year I'm going to make my dreams come true. So we just want to encourage you guys to really dream big, because it will come to you. As Curtis said, it's very simple. You're planting seeds. Every seed you plant, everything that you write down on your goal list, it's a seed. Now you got to speak it. Then you have to activate. You have to do it. You have to water it. You have to continue to say it over and over. And the next thing you know, those things will come right to you. And like Curtis can probably tell you, you'll be laying on the couch. It'll come right to you.
Literally laying on the couch, like watching CNN, and then bam, I was even like, whoa, okay, yeah. And I pulled the house up. I was like, wait, that's $1 million. It's like, and you're pre-approved already? Yeah, let's get that.
Curtis, it sounds like a good title of your next book. I was just laying on the couch.
Laying on the couch watching CNN by Curtis Price.
Right.
So that's some great feedback, guys. Thank you guys so much for sharing that. Anthony, when people already know you, they trust you, they like you, they are excited to reconnect with you. And let's all just take a note. Just take that to heart and know that people want to reconnect with you. So even if you start that phone call out, hey, man, I just wanted to call and reconnect. I hadn't spoken with you. And that's for all of us. If you haven't spoken with somebody in, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. Hey, I was just thinking about you with all this stuff going on. I just wanted to call and reconnect. How are you? and then just listen to people. They are very, very happy to reconnect with you. They're going to feel valued. The fact that you even picked up the phone or you sent them a text message and you thought about them to reconnect with you. People are happy to connect with you, to communicate with you. And like Mr. Porter said, they're happy to help you grow your business.
I appreciate
All
it.
right. So thank you for sharing that, Anthony. So next, does anybody else have anything that they need to overcome as it pertains to prospecting, reaching out to your sphere of influence? Who's next?
I would not say that I have my situation is similar in that I was feeling that I could not talk to people about what I was doing because I didn't feel like I knew enough about it. And what I have subsequently found out was that really all I have to do is what everybody is saying. Just be genuine and talk to folks about what you're doing and realize that it's a relationship and that it's something that happens, that can happen over time. And one of the things that I remember Miss Jasmine saying often is that your I'm remembering both Miss Jasmine and Mr. Porter, that you are planting seeds and each one of them will pop at a different time. So
Seed time and harvest.
right. So but they still pop at different times. So sometimes, you know, it'll take 3 months, sometimes it'll take 6, sometimes it'll be 30 days, sometimes it'll be a whole year. You know, and you never know when your referrals are going to pop up. And they just, for me, it was basically it was an 18-month process of planting seeds and talking to people. And now all of a sudden, it seemed like all of a sudden to me, but one by one, folks are coming back. And I have something like 6 clients right now. And I kept saying, where are my clients? I'm talking to people every day, blah, blah, blah. Some, you know, you talk to folks, you plant the seeds, you just be genuine about what you're doing. You remind people that you are in real estate. And then, you know, you can ask for the referrals, but the main thing is to keep in touch and let them, and keep that in front of them, that you are a realtor, so that when they need you, they'll come to you because they know, like, and trust you already. So just, you know, just build those relationships and let people know that you actually are doing the do. Because I was really surprised. I've been talking to my cousin for about 3 years. She told me about 18 months ago that she was trying to buy a house. And just this past week, she said, "Oh, can you help me with this?" And I was like, "Oh, you want me to help you with this? Okay." So you don't know where it's coming from or when it's coming, but just keep doing it. Keep your head in the game, be natural, be genuine, and things will come. And they just keep coming. Once they start, it's Miss Jasmine likes to say it snowballs.
Thank you, D. And I just want to jump in there real quick, guys, just to remind you, like Realty Talks, the reason why we started Realty Talks when the pandemic hit was because we were reminded of how powerful it was for us to be in the office, to be able to work with each other, collaborate each other, encourage one another in the office setting. And then when we lost that ability due to COVID, we said, well, we need something that gives us this opportunity. So we use it as a quasi training, but really, Realty Talks was just an opportunity for us to come together to share ideas, to express what we're realizing is happening in the real estate market, things we might be struggling with in our individual transactions or business, to encourage and motivate one another. So this is exactly the purpose of Realty Talks. And I didn't want Anthony to feel like we were harping on him, but this is the kind of stuff that we hope Realty Talks would spark, because we know how important it is and how important it was even for us when we were in business. We used to have what we called a mastermind meeting. It was just an idea that sprang from some of the top 20 agents in the real estate brokers we left, where we would just come together informally and just talk shop. And that's what this is all about. And that's why we call this Realty Talks. So this is really what Realty Talks is about. We always have something planned just in case some of these, what I want to say, not spontaneous, but organic conversations don't happen. So we always have something planned, but really the purpose of Realty Talks is exactly what's happening today. So I just want to thank each and every one of you. And I thank Anthony for being courageous to jump out there, because this is what Realty Talks is really all about.
Thank you for sharing that, everybody, and definitely thank you for your courageous contribution. Just like Mr. Porter said, I want to say something that Dee said. I want to just reiterate it because it's extremely important. We do relationship-based business. So when you reach out to people, they will know whether or not you're genuine. They will know whether or not you truly care. So you want to make sure that you are building relationships. You're having conversations where you're showing people, not only am I a realtor, but I actually care what happens. I actually want to make sure that things work out in your best interest. I want to have your back. You know what I mean? I'm going to look out for you. I'm going to educate you and all of these things. And once people know that about you, they'll trust you. And they'll work with you. They'll refer you and all those things because they know that they're more than just a transaction. They're more than just, dollars and cents to you. So as long as that's your perspective and that's your heart and you actually care for people and you want to see the best for them, people will pick up on that. And they'll refer you left and right. And I'll just give you guys a quick testimonial, and I'm not sure if Mr. Porter is fully aware of this. So one of the appointments that I had to do this morning was with a listing. So this person, she's buying, she's selling, and then she and her husband, one of her significant others, has a property that they're also buying. So it's about a 3-sided transaction. And this transaction came about because one of our former listings, Mr. Porter went, I believe you may have gone to take down the lockbox or something like that, or whatever the case was. He was over at one of our former listings and sparked up a conversation with one of the neighbors. And this particular neighbor, they're both believers. They're having this conversation. And he made such an impression on the neighbor that the neighbors have started referring us to people, and we did not even sell them their house. So this is a 3-sided transaction that's coming from just Mr. Porter doing exactly what we're teaching you guys to do, prospecting, but also being genuine and building relationships and letting people know who you are, coming from an organic place and making those connections. Because when people actually see your heart and they know that you're different than the person that you hear about. We read all these horror stories that happen in various industries, and real estate is not exempt from that. They know that you're a person of integrity. They will be happy to work with you, Anthony, and everybody else on this line. Okay? So establish relationships, care about people, and they'll refer you.
Yeah, and so Jasmine is absolutely right. It is genuine, but I'm also intentional at the same time. And so even if I don't necessarily feel like it's organic, I'm going to force myself to do what I know I need to do because I'm an owner of a business. And I have to continuously and always put that as my purpose in life, is to do what God put me here to do. And if he put me here to help people find homes, I have to be intentional in every situation, looking for an opportunity to say who I am, what I do, and to see if I can help somebody in that area.
Thank you for saying that, because that's the overarching thing, being intentional in building these relationships, reconnecting with people, letting them know that you care. In order to make a call, you've got to intentionally purpose that you're going to reach out to these people, and at the conclusion of that call, you will have reconnected, and let them know that you can help them in real estate. So these things are done in an intentional manner, so you don't just get off the call not having ask them if you can help them in any way with real estate, or if they know anybody that you can help. That has to be the intentional focus of what it is that you're doing. and that's layered with everything else. So thank you for pulling that out, Mr.
You lost your connection.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you
Yes.
now. I can. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Does anybody else have anything that they need to overcome? Because I want to make sure that we're ready to rock and roll, and these business plans that we're doing, we're actually going to move forward with these things. Is there anything else that we need to overcome? If nobody has anything at the moment, I'm going to put one thing out there, and it's the fear of rejection. A lot of people have a fear of rejection, and that's something that maybe Mr. Porter can speak to, because that's something that he overcame when he was brand new. Like he said, he had a sales job when he was, way back in the day, and he didn't want people to say no. But when you look at it from the perspective of, just like Dee said, just like Curtis and Mr. Porter said, this is seed that you're sowing. It's a service that you're providing. People absolutely love realtors. I will tell you that HGTV has made your job and my job a very glamorous one for a lot of people. So people love realtors. They love real estate. They love hearing about the market. They love hearing what they can potentially do. They love hearing about houses, whether it be just looking at houses online or whatever the case is. So people are very much intrigued by what it is that you do. So I want you to know that so that you can overcome, if there is any fear of rejection, just know that people are already intrigued by what it is that you do and what it is that you bring to the table.
So fear of rejection is just like any other fear. It's not real. It appears as though it's real. It makes you feel certain kind of ways, makes you feel nervous, anxious, all kind of things. But what you have to realize when it comes to dealing with fear is that it's always going to be there. You just have to let it know. Right now, I'm about to do my job, so you got to stand to the side. That's how I look at it. I really let it know. I mean, I can't get rid of it. I can't shake it, but you're going to have to stand to the side. And I remember my very first buyer's consultation. And I thought I knew my stuff. I was ready, had my note cards. And it felt like to me, I was fumbling and bumbling. And I was, I felt like I even had a shortness of breath, like I couldn't force my words out of my mouth. And I even said to the people a couple times, I'm a little nervous, and all that. But it was, I pushed through it. And as a result of pushing through it, I realized that fear really, really was not real. It was really just something that, like I said, you can't explain it. It's always there. You just got to let it know, hey, not right now, I'm busy. And you push through it. You tell it to stand to the side. You do whatever you need to do, whatever makes you comfortable. I remember, I can't remember the name of the presidential candidate, but they said he used to have to hold an ink pen in his hand when he gave speeches. But whatever you find that works for you, just to push you through that moment, because the most important thing is to push through those moments. Because once you're on the other side, that fear really loses its power. So, I say, I've been afraid to do a lot of things. I've just been afraid while I was doing them. And then once I got over that, once I got past that, and I was on the other side, I didn't have time for that fear again. So you have to be courageous. I had to get over the fear of knocking on that first door. I had to get over the fear of doing that buyer's consultation. I had to get over the fear that I was new to real estate. Curtis still tries to use. I said, Curtis, you're not new to real estate anymore. You're not new.
That's
So
always
but that's a crutch that we don't know. Subconsciously, we use it as an excuse why we're not doing as much business, or we're not being bold enough, we're not taking the horn, the bull by the horn, so to speak. But I'm reminded about a young man in the Bible named David. When all all of the strong soldiers, they were cowering. He said, man, I fought a bear and I fought a lion before. And all I had was this rock. And I'll stand up to you, Philistine giant. And that's what it is. That's what overcoming fear looks like. You got to stand with whatever God gave you and know that whatever you have is enough to conquer whatever stands in your way. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we haven't begun to fight. I'm talking about in terms of Porterhouse. We're not even trying to push the envelope as to where we could, because we want to make sure that you're ready. We got to make sure that you guys are ready for the flood, that we know the lever to pull. And as soon as we pull that lever, we know that the leads are going to come and the calls are going to come and it's going to be so insurmountable. We want to make sure that you guys are ready to field the calls. We don't want to be, and I hate to use this, as probably too soon, but I'm going to use it. We don't want to be the Capitol Police unprepared for the flood that we know can come. All we got to do is pull the trigger. Okay, we want you guys to be ready. We want you to be prepared. We want you to be well equipped. We want you to know that it's going to come. We can easily pull a lever. We can make 2 phone calls and we would start getting phone calls and we wouldn't be able to field the number of leads that we're getting. And we want to make sure that if we start calling and sending out leads, that you guys can not only take those leads, but then turn them into buyers or turn them into listings and then close those deals. It's no good just to get people's hopes up. We want to actually be able to perform. So everything that we're doing, all of the training that we're giving you is because we know that we don't have enough right now in terms of the capacity to deal with what we know is on the other side of the door should we decide to open it up. So everything that we do, guys, please attend. All of the stuff that we're trying to hand to you, use it. Any tools that we equip you with, learn to manage them. Whatever fears you need to overcome, stand in their face, tell them, say, hey, I got to do this job. You got to stand to the side, move out of the way, do something. Because when it comes, when Porterhouse, when we unleash the floodgates, we want you all to be ready. We want to continue to do 5-star service. We want you all to be mentally prepared. We don't want you to be in your own way of your success. So all of these things we have to get these things rooted in us and out of us. The things that we need to keep, we need to keep. The things that we need to get rid of, we got to get rid of them, guys, because I'm telling you, 2021, I'm ready to pull that lever. I'm ready to pull a lever. And Curtis has been here since day one. He's heard me talking about when we get 100 agents, I'm gonna pull a lever. I don't even think he knows what lever I'm talking about. But we know what the lever is.
I'm not sure the lever.
You know what the lever it is.
but I'm ready for you to pull it.
Yeah, we ready to pull it, Curtis, but we have to be ready. We don't want. Some businesses have so much success that they can't handle it, and that's the end. That's the downfall of it.
Mm-hmm.
They can't continue that quality service. Some of you been to restaurants like that. It used to be good. Now you go there like, what happened? They got too good. Now the quality is gone down. We want to provide quality service every single time. So guys, listen, what we're saying to you is that we're ready. We're trying to get you guys ready. You got to show us that you're ready, because I'm telling you, I want to pull that trigger. I want to pull that lever. I want to open up the floodgates. And once we do, now we're going to see what we're really made of. So let's step up to the plate and swing for the fences. Let's get ready, guys. 2021 might be the year. I got to see it, though. Jasmine knows I'll put my money out there. I'll put it all out there. I'll put everything I got out there, but I have to know that we're ready. Everything happens in steps, stages, and degrees. I want us to be at the right stage, but I have to really see it. So guys, keep on pushing. We need to keep pushing each other, keep encouraging each other, working with our partners. You should have accountability partners. All this stuff is important because it's tough. And you're gonna need to know you got somebody you can lean on. So if you haven't even talked to somebody who's in Porterhouse in a while, reach out to them. We don't want to leave people in a vacuum. We want to bring people out, because guess what? This is real. It's real money out here. Am I right, Curtis? We cut real checks.
Absolutely.
and there's no limit. There's really no limit. Listen, I'm trying to make sure that we keep the boat from sinking. I want us to build this ship. I'm telling you, I want us to get ready. I want you to encourage those people that you brought into the business. Reach out to them. If you heard us say anything that struck you, share it with them. Encourage them. Help them go into BrokerMint, learn how to use the tools that we're giving you. Because I'm telling you, when we open the floodgates, guys, we don't want to be overrun. And that's my fear. I'm sharing what my fear is. My biggest fear is that we'll be too successful for what we can handle. I want you all to make sure that that fear goes away from me. And the only way I can make sure of that is if you guys stay involved, stay connected, get these plans done, and start capitalizing on every opportunity. Do the stuff that we just asked you to do. Just do your constant contact. Just do your touches. If you're doing those things, then we say, okay, they're listening. And if they're listening, won't I hand you a lead, Kurt? Won't I hand you a lead? Come on.
Absolutely.
When I had you a lead, I hand people leads. I give them leads, but I don't want you to take a lead that you can't close. I got tons of leads. I'm not going to give my leads away. They're very precious to me. I'd rather close them myself. But there's so much more than where that came from. So that's all I had to say.
Thank you so much for sharing. Go ahead. It sounds like you had something, Kermon.
Yeah, Mr. Porter, I just wanted to say, and to piggyback on what you said, first of all, that the acronym, and I think this is what you were kind of looking for, the acronym that we always use for fear was false evidence appearing real. And I also have to say that for myself, something that you said, using the new agent excuse. And I found myself kind of doing that when I did not want to talk to people. I was kind of a little bit reluctant to speak with someone because I was feeling that I don't know enough, or maybe, I might say something wrong or what have you. Sometimes, and I've talked to you about this, having that same kind of, concern about the technology. I'm not really sure of the technology, and what you've told me is you just got to jump into it and just do it. But what I realize is this: no matter what I know or don't know, I know more than the client. And the reason why I say that is because I've been trained, and the client hasn't. I've been trained. So I think one of the things I would tell everyone, especially who's new, you got to trust your training. You got to trust your study. You got to trust the fact that you have put the time in and you really know a lot more than what you think you know. And what I don't know, I have access to it, to all the information I need, because I have access to Mrs. Porter. I have access to Mr. Porter. So I think that one of the things I know that I was concerned, this might be for someone else who's new, just being concerned that, yeah, but I really don't know enough to really jump in there hard. I don't really know enough to start talking to everybody about every single type of situation with real estate, because there's so many variables. But folks, we got access between Mr. and Mrs. Porter, between Curtis, between, even some of the people, Mike Cooper and whatever. There's nothing that has come up and that can come up, I think, that they haven't seen, heard, touched about, or whatever. So that's the thing that I realized and that I'm taking away from our training. And then the last thing that really came into my head when I'm thinking about speaking with someone or not speaking with them, what keeps running to my head is, who am I to take away the opportunity for home ownership from another person? Because you never know what people are going through. So every time you don't talk to somebody, you got to think about, who am I to take away just the opportunity, the possibility of someone being able to live their dream and be able to buy a home. Everybody I've ever talked to about real estate, I've never talked to anyone. I've done a lot of sales. I've done a lot of times when people run from you, but with real estate, they run to you. And that's the thing that I have found. People want to buy, they just don't know how. They don't think they can. They need help. So, and I appreciate Mr. and Ms. Porter saying that we're ministers to the marketplace. I'm going to hold on to that, because that's what I think we are. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you for sharing as well, Kerman. You have all given so much wonderful feedback, insight, and contribution. So thank you to all of you. And then double thank you to you, Anthony, for starting us off on this conversation. It is very important for us to overcome all of these fears so that we don't have any excuse to not be successful, okay? I'll piggyback on one of the things that Mr. Porter has talked about. Each of you have goals. We're going to go over your individual goals and your individual plan, but we have goals for the brokerage as well. And we have some enormous goals, and it's hinged upon you guys. So everything that we're doing, we're looking to groom you. We're looking to make sure that you guys will be successful so that when we pass clients along to you, those clients are happy and we continue to uphold the same level and quality of service that Porterhouse has become known for. So when we send you guys leads, absolutely follow up with them. Everything that we're teaching you to do, we know whether or not you're ready to go to the next level by what it is that you're doing at this level. So be faithful over what you have, be diligent over what you have. If you have 1 lead or 100 leads, you be faithful over those. You continue to follow up with them. You be consistent and apply everything that you're learning. And anything that you don't know, like her mom said, you reach out to us. We have a large network of people, whether it be ourselves, whether it be our partners or other people that we're connected with. We can get you the answer to any question that you'll have. So just feel solstice in that you are just feel that you're comfortable in that you're connected with a group of people that can get you the answer to any questions that you have. So you're not an island unto yourselves. You don't have to know everything on your own. Okay, so just let your clients know even that when they work with you, they're getting the whole team of people as well as all of your resources, guys. So thank you guys for being a part of this courageous conversation today. We'll pick up next Thursday. This evening, we have our new agent training, week 4 this evening. Those guys are doing the buyer consultation this evening and writing winning offers. So join us this evening. Our 2021 kickoff meeting is on the 25th, Monday, January 25th at 7 p.m. You all will receive calendar invites also if you haven't already. That's Monday, January 25th at 7 p.m. and that's going to be virtual, all right? If anybody has any questions or if you guys need anything, absolutely reach out to Mr. Porter and I. We're here for you, okay? And if you need to reach out to Curtis, we're going to put him out there. Reach out to Curtis also. All right, guys. Thank you guys for carving out the time to be a part of Realty Talks today. I want to honor your time. We're at 1:36 and I want to let you guys go. So if you need anything, give us a call offline. Okay, guys? Have a productive rest of the day.
Have a great day, everyone.
And Happy New Year's to
All right.
everybody.
Happy
We
New
haven't
Year's.
said it to you. All right.
All right.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.